What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the garages, both of our garages.
The garage high.
We're going to take a look at Paul's house and my house and look at how we've constructed, or are going to construct in your case, because you got to get this done before this video is done.
Reconstruct.
Oh gosh. So we're going to look at how we're organizing our kayaks and our bass fishing gear in the garage. We think it's pretty interesting. Maybe it's interesting to you. It's like, how do you store kayaks, especially multiples of them, motors and rods and reels and tackle and all that stuff.
And tools and stuff, because you're a real person. You got stuff you need to have in your garage. And maybe you'll add a television, like I'm going to do. Really, it comes down to like, how do you make like a really cool spot for you to do the work that you want to do. Relax, chill, have a nice time, and be cool and fun, and also functional. So not an easy task to get all that stuff into one space, but I have a plan. We can get this done. This can be accomplished.
And I don't have a plan.
Classic.
But it's already done, so it's fine.
Oops.
So we are going to look at the garage. We're also going to look at our office spaces, because typically we're storing like extra rods, reels, tackle, all that stuff kind of like in our offices downstairs. And then you'll look at the garage, and that's where obviously the outdoor gear goes. We're not carrying the kayaks up and down the stairs. And
no?
If you are, I'm sorry. We've all lived there before. We've had apartments. We've had kayaks in the apartments. I feel your pain.
Yeah.
If you are lucky enough to have a garage at some point, it's a huge convenience. So we're just going to show you how we're going to organize these. Maybe you get some ideas out of this. That would be awesome. And maybe you can just be like, hey, nice job. Or maybe you could be like, hey, bad job.
Thanks for trying.
If you have other ideas for us or something that we missed, you can always leave us comments below and let us know some tips, some tricks, and maybe some ideas, and we might just go ahead and do that. Without further ado, let's go do some construction, Guy Paul.
You got to break it first, then you got to fix it. Let's mend it. All right, we're in the garage. Have ourselves a little sweet treat for while we work here. So what are we doing today? We've got two halves of this garage. So 3-car garage, 2 doors. The big half is for car. Everything behind the camera is for car, bikes, gardening stuff, grills, all of that. Eventually I will upgrade over here with some more storage. We'll put some shelving up. We're gonna make a little gardening workbench. We're gonna clean this up quite a bit, but for now, it's just a pile of garbage and tools and bikes. That's fine. We're okay with that. This side of the garage also needs a little TLC. As you can see, we got the workbench right here next to the fridge. We got the TV hung up. We got one cabinet. We have started. We've cleared out some stuff, but we still have about, I don't know, 4 boxes, a couple bins of tools, rags, all that kind of stuff, just like miscellaneous garage stuff that we need to get through. We need to get all the tools inside the workbench. We need to get a bunch of tools downstairs so they belong where they're gonna live, like all the electric drills and stuff. And then we gotta hang another cabinet. Then we gotta get some rod holders up. And then I'm actually gonna make some improvements to the cart, because the kayak cart, you see how it's open on the bottom? I kind of like that, but I'm using it for storage now. We've limited the number of kayaks in the facility, and that's really gonna help us out. So we're down to the one unlimited 10, the new canoe unlimited U10 is the one we're gonna be running for right now. So I got both heaters going. It's about 10 degrees outside. We got the insulated garage doors helping us out quite a bit. And I think the goal is to just get this clean, tidy, and then prepare for installing the new Minn Kota, which right now, this is why we need the new garage. Look at this. We got like an incredibly cool motor, and it's literally just laying in a pile, waiting to be installed. But like part of doing an installation is having an area to do your work, having your tools handy. So that's what we're looking to do today. Let's get to it. All right, this may look no different to you, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I can now walk in here. I've got a whole bunch of the heck out of the way, which is great. And I've got cabinets hung. I've got 3 boxes out of here, so a couple of these are gonna be down in the basement, which is great. Got some like hooks hung. We got the tools over there. So now my next job is to hang all of these rods in that general area. I want them as tightly in there as possible. And in order to do that, I'm gonna be using the Cast King. This is the V10 line spooling station rod rack. These are 50 bucks each. So you can see, because of the way the rods are staggered and because this thing is rounded, it actually does hold 10 rods every single time. That's a huge deal. I have a couple of the straight ones I'm gonna put over there just for extra storage. They would say like 10 or 15 rods. It's more like half that, or 3/4 of whatever that is. I'm sure you've experienced it if you got those like flat toothy ones. Here, I'll show you one right now. So like these guys right here, this goes up against the wall, and then these hold the bottom of the rods. This would say 9, you know, there's 9 notches here, but really because there's no room for the reels on the left or the right or the handles, it's really like 6 or 5. So those are definitely superior. Yes, they're more expensive. You can also spool line out of them, and they have a little storage tray in there. They're kind of sick. But they also fit inside of this bracket, like the garage door opening bracket, which is a huge deal. So I got 3 of them. I think it's really good. We'll see how it turns out. Just bear with me. I also need to hang things like life jackets, wheels for the kayak, like all that kind of stuff. And I just use these like Amazon, any brand that you can imagine, brackets. I want them to hold 20 to 50 pounds. That's like the general rule of thumb. I'm just gonna drill a board onto the wall, drill it into the studs, and then I'll just use screws in these holes to mount these. And I'll kind of pattern it out. I just have to have, my brain just needs this. So I'm gonna put these up too, show you what it looks like when we get everything hung. Not a word of lie, this might have been the most gratifying, satisfying change I've ever made, project I've ever had. Like, took a couple of hours. You know, that was not fast. We were not speedy. Took a couple hours. We got 3 bins and some miscellaneous things going into the basement, which is great. I'll do like a walkthrough, but got the cabinets hung. We have the rods all set up. You'll notice the little accessory pegboard type area that we built. The tools are all over here. And then we got the rest of the space organized in a way where I can actually walk around the kayak. Check this out. Look at me go. Whoa, I have all this walking room. There's a hallway back here. This is incredible. So I can walk all the way around. For builds, this is gonna be incredible. I'll have so much more space, so much more room for activities. I'm gonna put a charging station over here. Let's do a quick walkthrough. I'll show you this area. And you just rate the transformation 1 from 1,000. You guys I better be above 500. So help me if any of these numbers are low. Okay, let's take a look at this space. So let's actually start from over here. I don't know where this stuff's gonna go. This is a garage door opener that I will have to install eventually. That's what that is. So that will be gone soon. This is salt, that'll be gone soon. The saw I have to find a home for, and I don't know where the inflatable is gonna go. There's nothing I can do about it. But look, you got all the space here. Still got the scrapwood pile. I relied heavily on that today. And look at all this space back here. Like, you've got, I mean, this is this is unbelievable. There's so much space here, it's crazy. So what we did was, this was all hollow. I think I mentioned I was gonna put like some boards under there. I had to custom cut some boards. I'll get out of the way here. But, you know, we duct taped together. We used the old scrapwood pile, and we made it work. So we got a couple crates down here. There's actually 3. Big tub of just miscellaneous installation stuff. All the battery, like just basically everything I use in my kayak, like that's just like a shopping cart of stuff for kayak fishing. Then we got some odds and ends that I bring with me almost every time. So the soft crate and then all the Yak Attack short stacks. We added this handle here. I had it. I figured why not. But yeah, carts on casters. That door opens, you're gone. So then we come over to the workshop, the workbench. This is where all the charging stuff is. And it's really cool because, get out of the way, check it out. It's on a pull-out drawer. So all my different charging stuff is there. Eventually, close. Eventually, I will have that probably up here on the wall, mounted. And I'll just have like a little charging station somewhere over here, which would be really cool. Tools are hanging, batteries are downstairs, but this is set. We got the cabinets hung. This is just miscellaneous stuff. Got the old craw traps up there. And then, here we go. So we got the buckets, we got an extra bin of stuff, and then we just have like a wall of grab and go. So this is like, I'm gonna need some of this stuff every single time I go fishing, so I made it quick and easy. So that's the paddles, the nets, the wheels, PFDs, and the swim bait bags. Then you got your little area over here. We have, what, 10, 20, 30, I don't know, 50 rods, 40 rods, something like that. I think each of those is 10, they're fully full. And then these two, I don't know, 10, maybe 15. So 40, 50 rods. They're not organized yet, but they will be eventually. But look at how sick these casting things are. Each one of these has a spooling station. You can pop one of these out into a spinning reel where it's set up. You just put the line on that bar, and then the line goes through that hole, and then you just get yourself all spooled up. I think that's really cool. Who knows if I use it, but I just love the idea. But yeah, this is the workstation. I'm wicked hyped for how this turned out. I cannot wait to start using it like for its intended purpose. And I can't wait for summer. It's gonna be great. I also can't wait to fix the rest of this garage because the other half is driving me absolutely mad. But this is a huge step in the right direction. Again, rate my setup. Now that you had the walkthrough, rate the setup 1 through 10. How did I do? Did I do okay? Make me feel good. All right, I want to give you guys an update of the office as well because we had done a ton of work down here, and actually kind of want to show you the whole basement because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited about it. It's pretty rad. All right, so here we go. So this is the spot. So we have here the computer setup. It's on the moving desk. This actually used to be Jeff. So shout out to Jeff. What a huge blessing to have this. We got lighting up here, live stream cam, and you know, just like your standard setup. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. You got the computer here, lights and camera for when we do videos. So usually lights are right there. Bingo bongo. They look a lot better than what they do right now. And the camera go in this tripod area, like right here. Hence the background over there. But over here we got a movable cart, and that is going to be all of your like basically spare tackle boxes and stuff I'm working through, and camera gear and some giveaways. And this is actually just like a box full of reels, so miscellaneous storage. But that is on wheels, so it can go wherever we want. We got this Cast King rod holder. A little spinny guy, holds 16 rods. I actually love this thing. I mean, they're kind of expensive, but I love this. This thing holds line for you to use. This thing holds tools, and then you got a tray for just like miscellaneous. It's sick. I did get up. Jeff and I put this up. All this is like sound deadening material over here, and then I just stuck these up because I didn't know what to do with them, but I kind of like it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that wall quite yet. But then here we have the old workbench, the Perform Max. This thing was such a game changer. You got the charging station right there. I can't tell you how useful that is. It even has USB on it. I love that. The pegboard on the back. You can put the baits. We put some tools. Anything we're going to be testing later this season. And then we got these little bins. This is like my favorite. You got everything from like little miscellaneous lights and stuff, tape, all your reel maintenance stuff. This is just for like packing, you know, giveaways and stuff like that. Extra reel and maintenance kits, like mini screwdriver kits, stuff like that. And then, you know, you gotta have your mule fishing bobbers somewhere. This is the best. Down below, the baits that we're using almost full time, the crate with all the like mini micro stuff, and then all of our extra plastics live here. And that is all a little bit of camera equipment, chargers. You gotta have the obligatory entire thing of separators for all your tackle boxes. And that really is it. Now, we also got the floor in here too, which I kind of like. Now overall, oh, and we got some work to do still. So I have some shelves. Actually, everything in this box, these boxes over here, I'm gonna put shelving up here. So I'm gonna do like 2 shelves there, 2 shelves there. And I'll probably put the old Burley logo. I'll show you guys that. Probably put this old Burley logo back there. Voila, that's the OG podcast background. I love that thing. So that's probably going to go up there. Maybe do some lighting, and then the ceiling. So I've only got one light here, and it's in the middle, which is like kind of smart, but it's a horrible spot, if I'm being honest, to have a light, because when I'm standing here, I'm like, look like I'm in a cave. And when I'm standing here, it's just like, it's not even in my face anymore. So it works for nothing. So I'm going to actually tie in 3 other lights. I'm going to do 4 lights up here. We had the insulation in. It works, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it all out. I'm going to do all the wiring. Then I'm going to put it back in, and I'll finish out the 2 ends there and over here by the ductwork. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put shiplap up here. So that will really solidify this so that when the camera's here, it's not a big deal because the shiplap will look, you know, pretty nice. And yeah, I'm super excited about it. And the rest of the basement, I'm actually pretty hyped on too. We got the TV hung up, which is, I mean, it's just awesome. Like when I'm working down here today, I can just like watch a football game or whatever. It's pretty sick. But we got the bumper pool table in. If you've never seen bumper pool, it is like if regular pool is like 5-card stud, like poker or whatever. That would be like regular pool. Then the euchre. This is euchre. Fast games, mad action, teams of 2 usually. Ton of fun. So we got that. And then we got the workout area. So we got the like mini fridge for like waters and Gatorades and stuff like that. You got your bike. You got your little place to do yoga, and then you have your treadmill. Which, spoiler alert, I did sign up for a marathon this year, so I have been on that treadmill quite a bit, way more than I would have thought. That is all going to get hung up at some point, and then this is just all like fishing stuff that I don't use quite as much. So a lot of the motor stuff, a lot of the chargers, spare boxes, the little stuff like my backpack, my fishing backpack's usually here. Even the Pokemon cards are here. Everything here, just you never know what you're going to need. So that's what that is. And then it is a full basement. So if you come all the way over here, got the deep freezer, and then you got your tool area over there. all the Christmas stuff in the corner, and then just like general house stuff. Yeah, I'm super hyped on this basement. Like this is it. I don't even want to finish it. Like it's a great place to just be, especially because I do spend a lot of time down here editing, prepare, messing around with fishing stuff, whatever it happens. Like this is just a cool place to hang out. And now with all this, I don't even want to leave. It's amazing. So that's the basement. Still got some work to do, but we're in a pretty good spot.
What's up, nerds? Welcome to my office and garage walkthrough. So you've seen what Paul has built out. I'm excited for him. I saw what he built out. I think it's pretty solid. And what I have built out here has already been up for a while because I didn't just move. He did. So he gets the benefit of doing all the new stuff. You also see like in my garage, I didn't do nearly the same things. Nice thing about having a new build is you get that insulated garage. So his garage is pretty much 20 degrees warmer than mine is right now in the winter before he starts his heater, and he does have a nice heater setup that he can do in there, just run it off of propane. I don't have a heater set up in mine. I don't have any insulation on the outside wall of mine, which is dumb. So needless to say, it's a lot colder in my garage. Also, if we ever get back to like making baits, I think that we have to move all that stuff back to Paul's house because his temperature regulation will be a lot better, especially in the winter. That said, I still keep a bunch of stuff out there, and I keep a bunch of stuff in here, and I'm going to show you guys all of that right now. So let's go through the office first, and then we'll head up to the garage, and I'll show you how I store all my kayaks as well as various other gear. Quick caveat, we're in winter mode, and that means that if I'm fishing, I'm ice fishing. All the lakes are covered in ice. I can't go out and fish regularly anywhere. So like all my rods and reels and stuff, they're actually inside versus stored outside at the moment. All right, let's go through it. Hey, look, some new stuff I have to go through. You go over there. All right, so first off, here is the workbench. Paul and I built this thing about 4 years ago. It is really, really nice, and I love it. I've been using it for a while. It is butcher block up top that we had sealed with poly, so you really, you can scratch it, of course, but it's pretty hard to scratch unless you're just like cutting on here with a knife, which I do a lot because I am mean to my stuff. Keep some camera gear and stuff that I use regularly just up here. We got some empty reel boxes, Dark Horse box. It's actually our Christmas box that we keep right there. Like I said, all the reels are out. I'm going to pair them up with rods come spring. So I'm going to do a little bit of maintenance before I take them all outside. Here is the bait wall. I hang a bunch of baits on this one. We've got a bunch of old school stuff here that we like, some collector stuff, and then various like custom baits, baits that I thought were cool, things that I've used for videos and no longer use. We got the good old new bait that was just used for like a short. Some of these are broken, damaged, etc. Like this one, Paul dinged a dock with that one, so that one got destroyed. And old Nessie here has a split seam, so I don't love swimming that one around right now. And we've got some lures that are really cool, but I just don't use, like rat lures down there. Got some random decals on the beam in the middle just because it was kind of reflective in videos. And then I store a bunch of extra plastics on the wall as well. And some things that we got to use this season, the Q-Bomb and then the stretchy bellows shad I'm excited about as well. I do have this really nice, very old Minn Kota that my dad gave me a while back. That's something that we may incorporate into our cheap or budget kayak build here pretty soon this year, so that'll be cool. We got some family classics here. This is my grandma. She won a trout derby, which was cool. Well, I say won. She got second place in a trout derby back in '88, the year I was born, so that was pretty cool. And then we got chip off the old block. My dad and my grandpa used to go pike fishing up in Canada. So this is up in Saskatchewan. It was like a fly-in only kind of deal. That was awesome. So a little bit of history there in the family with fishing. And then we got this thrift store find that my daughter decided to paint a dead body into. So, let your kids express themselves artistically if they want to. This is an old handmade clay smallmouth mount that was in my grandpa's house until he passed away. So hang on to that, obviously. And there's a pair of Nerf glasses that we got sent in by a member before. Some of the old hats, Burley hat, autism anglers, and some random stuff. That's pretty much what this wall is the accumulation of years of just cool fishing things that we've got. Cool thing down here, I've actually got lights down here now. So this is our battery charging center. There's a Noco Genius. That's where I keep that. Keep the batteries inside. Temperature regulation, just keep them safe. Garmin head unit is inside for the season. And then just some other random storage stuff. We got the old Busbies there as well. And the big Busby here, this is actually my everything I need to build a kayak bin. Like all my wiring and hardware and stuff is in there. Some are around like 40-ish rods up on these racks. This is just a cheap $30 two-sided rack that I got on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description below if you guys are interested. No affiliate, obviously. It's just something I found on Amazon that was cheap and easy to assemble. So I have 4 of those in here. Keep stuff inside for the winter. It gets really cold. I don't know if it's like a huge deal, but I just like to do that just for longevity of the products. We got the line cart here. This is where all our fishing line is. This is where I spool up the reels every season. It just works really well. Found that at a craft store, actually. It was like 40 bucks, so it was a good find. We got the white backdrop here. We use this for just like bait photo ops and stuff. Got our camera lights, camera tripod. This is the fly tying stand that I literally never use. We got this extra craft container here, which is huge, but it holds like all my extra jigs and stuff. And this is a kit that you can get at Harbor Freight, actually. And it has all like extra fly tying equipment and inline spinner making stuff. And then there's a trolling motor battery that I don't use because I have a Bluetooth one that I use instead. Black pack is inside for the time being because I just didn't want to leave it on the kayak outside. And then these storage bins are full of like extra GoPro accessories and dividers for all my tackle boxes and trays. Extra line is in that one. Over on the beautiful shelves here, you can see for yourself just random things. But there's actually like the in-use tackle boxes, the ones that I circulate and use throughout the year. These are the out-of-use tackle boxes. They're just like extra storage. And then general extra storage and things, all the spinning reels up here as well. And that's Buddha for good vibes. There's also some other random things we've gotten throughout the year, the accumulation, right? So there's the well, it is what it is, the lure condom. That's what it is. This one is, it's like a skin that goes over your lures that I found at a thrift store. Got a bunch of books and stuff, and the robot lure box and all those things. So just some fun stuff. Easy storage back of the door. There's our submersible pack. Got our PFDs and the waders that have a hole in them. We go wading this year, I'm gonna need new waders. This has been our main filming space for the majority of the time that we've been on this channel. Anybody remember my old brick backdrop days? That was at my old house. This is a house I've now been in for 3.5, maybe 4 years at this point. And this is where we've done most of the filming. And now we're splitting that and doing some filming at Paul's house. All right, so let's go up to the garage. Ooh, I gotta show this off though. This isn't really fishing related, but my wife put this together and I'm super stoked about it. So we've got our workbench area / workout equipment. I'll show you the gym in a second. So she actually like custom fit this pegboard behind it for all the tools. We've got the tough built tool crate, which is great. That thing's awesome. And then set this up to hang all the drills. And you go up in here, you got like all your storage stuff. These are actually just cupboards that I got from my mom. So my mom remodeled her mudroom and she was like, do you guys want some cupboards? And my wife was like, yes, please. So always get extra cupboards, cabinets and stuff if you can get them. So these are great. And then my wife built this workbench, which is really cool. All the extra tools and stuff stored down there. I knew Paul was going to show off his tool area, so I mean, I had to do that too, right? And this is the gym. Paul still has to build his. I have one. It's pretty fun. Super convenient. I don't have to go to a gym anywhere. Not a huge area or anything. And then we just threw these mats down. Got your Rogue squat rack, all your weights, dumbbells, all that stuff. And that's where I lift most of the time. Also, my kids got this little axe throwing kit for Christmas. So that was neat. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's go upstairs. And now we're upstairs in the garage. It is starting to snow right now, so that's fun. Paul's garage is quite a bit bigger than my garage is, so I can really only fit like one vehicle in here with the kayaks and stuff, but let me take you through how we got everything laid out. And so Paul's got the garage beers. I have the garage meats. So this is our deep freezer where we keep all our stuff. There's the kayak rack. I went for the larger kayak rack. Paul actually condensed his on purpose for his space. This is what works effectively for my space. We store the new canoe down below. You can see the Native Titan X has to go up top. It's way too big and way too heavy to go down below. So the new canoe is a little bit lighter, easier to move, so that goes down below. But it's nice and convenient to be able to store 2 kayaks there. I'll put a link in the description. These are some pretty high quality wall mount kayak racks, actually. I've converted them to a shelf for the time being, just to store the extra stuff because I don't have 3 or 4 kayaks at the moment. There was a time last year where we had 4 kayaks in this garage. So it was like New Canoe, Native Tight Necks, Crescent, Shoaly, and then my other Old Town. And I had the Old Town and the Shoaly stored up on that, and it held up really well. If you hit the studs, these have like 150 pound plus capacity per rack. So that was nice to have if anybody's looking for wall mounts. These are adjustable too, and they work really well, so I can vouch for them. Again, not affiliated, just something I found that was neat. Buy it or don't. Got the old Lifetime cooler up there, extra crates. There's our Source crate, Wilderness crate, all our bump boards, and then the Yak Attack wheels. Got the motor out here, batteries are inside, and then you've got your Garmin mounts, the XI3 over there as well. This is our outdoor workbench / wood cutting bench. There's a miter saw and stuff. That's on casters, so that's nice. My wife is able to roll that around if she wants to do any projects. She does a lot of woodworking. You'd think it'd be me, right? You'd think it'd be me, but no, that's what she loves to do. So gotta let her cook, you know what I mean? And then over here you can see that we have the same as Paul, the KastKing V10s. I just keep them here behind the shop lights, as you can see there. And I just have the 2 of them. That was all I really had space for on this wall. I could put them a little bit tighter and run 3 if I wanted to, but I don't really need to because I don't need a choice of 30 rods every time I go fishing. The 2 racks is plenty, so it's like the 20 rods that are essentially on deck, right? Like they're the rods that I would probably go fish with, and they've been working great for me. So I too will advocate for the KastKing racks. Go pick them up. Makes it super easy to hold 10 rods with reels on them. I haven't found a better solution in my opinion. They're great and pretty affordable. Then you got your various tool racks. The Rubbermaid Fast Track is pretty sick. I use that both for that and for bikes, as you saw in the corner. We just hang all our bikes up with that. And yes, we do have the wood scrap corner, Paul. Yes, we do. And then of course you got gasoline, chemicals all on the shelf there. I mean, what's any garage? No garage is complete without it. And then people asked about this in the past. This is the T-Bone from Boondocks. That is what I use for my truck bed extender, that truck down there. And it allows a short bed truck to transport gigantic heavy kayaks, like that one, with no problem. And that's it. That's my garage. Paul's was more interesting because he had to do a new build, but you know what? We can't all be fancy, can we? Back to the office. Why are you wearing the same shirt? That's weird. This was weeks ago.
This was 10 seconds ago.
How proud are you of your garage?
I'm actually super hyped about how that turned out. When you go back and look at it, there were a couple of things that made a lot of that possible. One, I had cabinets, extra cabinets. That is a huge benefit. Jeff actually just did that right outside the door here.
Yep.
And I will tell you, so if your parents, grandparents, friends, neighbors, anybody is remodeling a kitchen, snatch up their cabinets. That will save you a ton of money. Doesn't matter what they look like. That's irrelevant. They just store stuff so much better, especially in a garage, than anything else. So go get some old cabinets. You can get them from Lowe's too, but they're a little more expensive.
Nah,
but get the old ones, baby.
Paint them.
Character. You gotta love the character. Yeah, free 99, price is right.
Yeah.
Next up, I will say too, TV outside is clutch. And the TV that I put in my garage was like a freebie. Again, someone was moving and was like, hey, do you want this TV? We don't care about it anymore. It's from like 2001. And I was like, give me that. And then I just put a Google Chromecast in the back. So it was like $100 or so. And it makes a garbage TV look like a $2,000 television. It is incredible, huge upgrade. And all you need is a power outlet and you are good to go. So that was a big win. And then the other thing that would really look the coup de grace, like storing all the rods. So I had like 30 rods I wanted to, at any given point, have in the garage.
30 rods.
Could have had more. Just kidding.
I do too.
Somewhere around 30 rods is what I wanted to be able to store in the garage. So those KastKing, the V2, the half semicircle ones with the line things on them, they're like $50. They're totally worth it. They're quality.
100%.
But like 9 inches deep keeps it inside, away from the garage door, and allows you to actually store 10 rods on each one. Because it's circular and they go up and down. So there's like the reels are staggered. Most of the time, when you get the horizontal ones, they can't hold that many rods. They say they can. It's technically possible. The reels get in the way. It doesn't work the way that you want. Yes, they're cheaper though, so you make your own choices. But I love those semicircle ones from KastKing. Well done there. And then the kayak cart. Without the kayak cart, this would not be possible.
We've
Okay,
been using them for years. We built those a long time ago.
I
I
made
think
2.
the first build I did on that was probably early in this channel, maybe
Yeah.
5 years ago on
Yeah.
this channel at this point. But the kayak carts have been clutch since we started. And then once you get 2 kayaks,
You shove one underneath.
you shove one underneath. It's like your spare, or the one that you don't use maybe as much, or the lighter one in
The
my
lighter
case.
one, yes, every time the lighter one.
The heavy duty boy, the Titan X is up top, and the new canoe down below.
And the
It's
one thing you got to
easy
be
get.
careful with those is when you build yours, I built mine so that it would slide directly onto my tailgate.
Yes.
Because it's actually not when you're putting it in that's important, it's when you're pulling it out.
Mhm.
If it's too tall, you go try and pull it out and you're just like,
Yeah, lift
uh-oh,
up.
I have a problem.
Yeah.
Then you have to lift up the whole kayak awkwardly
Mhm.
so it doesn't work. That does mean, though, there's not a ton of space underneath. By the time
Mhm.
you get casters, you have about 30 inches to work with total, which means you got about 25 inches on the underneath. So a lot of times it's going to be your river kayak, your sit inside. That's why the lighter one goes down below. Anyways, though, that kayak crate that kayak cart totally changes the game and really makes all things possible in the garage. Now, if you have more like Jeff's in the 3-4 kayak range right now. You have the arms on the walls. That does take a lot of your rod space. So really, you're planning around the kayaks first. Then after that, rods and reels, and after that, TV,
Figure
and
it
tools,
all
and you
out.
just got to shove everything in a corner.
Ultimately, we had a lot of fun planning and
Mhm.
setting these builds up. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. Maybe you got some ideas out of it. We hope that you did, because we want these videos to be helpful. Obviously, that's the first and foremost what we do them for.
Mhm.
Secondly, we got to store our stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you're planning a garage build or an office setup like the office setups that we showed you, maybe you got some good stuff out of this. If you did, make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, come back for more as we utilize the space that we've just created to go do gear reviews and go fishing. And we'd love to see you guys back in the future. Back to the future. 88 miles an hour. So that's it for today's video, you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Okay, bye.
Till the next project.